Hi, good afternoon everyone. In the last class, I discussed the locations related topic from January to March 2024. In this class, I am going to discuss from September to December 2023 the locations recently mentioned in the news. According to the UPSC new trends, they are asking the 7 to 8 question on the basis of the mapping locations, why the place was in the news. It may be related to the some disturbance in the area, disturbed area. It may be due to the hunger crisis. It may be due to the climate change, and maybe due to the some other region. So in this today class, we will discuss from the current affairs specifically related to the locations from September 2023 to the December 2023. These locations are very important. There is no need to go beyond these locations. The question in the UPSC you will find only from these locations. In the last year also, I take a class from where all the 6-7 questions of the UPSC was appeared related to the location. Okay, अगर आप लोगों ने किसी ने लास्ट क्लास नहीं देखी है तो you can watch on it's on the YouTube. It's available there. So it's a part 2 of the mapping class. So today the mode of the mapping class will be like I will show you the some news there. आपको news दिखाई जाएगी. And specifically related to that news, why? Because the UPSC has a trend now. They're also asking why this place was mentioned in the news. ये place news में था, तो why this was mentioned in the news? So we will look at the specifically to the news as well. The nearest place, what are required to read, and why the place was mentioned in the news, and how the UPSC can frame the question from these news specifically. If we look at the first news for today is the mass protest in the Barcelona against the possible amnesty for the Catalonian separatists. So the Catalonian separatist. Catalonia. Catalonia is a region in the Spain. It's an autonomous region before 2006, but after the 2006 and after the judgment of the Supreme Court of the Spain, they said that the Catalonia is an integral part of the Spain. Okay, but they are separatists in this region. They are showing we are the separate country, as a Catalonia country. So the issue is going on in the Catalonia. So the important location for us, the Spain and the Catalonia. So we need to look at where the Catalonia is located. The Spain is bounded by how many countries? Surrounded by the water bodies. So we need to look at those area here. If we look at this map, we can see here it's surrounded by two water bodies. One is the Atlantic Ocean and the second is the Mediterranean Sea. The one is the Atlantic Ocean and second is the Mediterranean Sea. And if we look at the country bounding the Spain, the one is the France and second is the Portugal. The first country is the France and the second is the Portugal. These are the countries which bounding the Spain, Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea surrounding the Spain. So these are the water body here. If we look at here, between the Spain and the Morocco, there is a strait known as the Strait of Gibraltar. There is a strait known as the Strait of Gibraltar. Strait of Gibraltar. So this is the overview of the Spain, the nearby country, water bodies near Spain, and the surrounded countries, the countries surrounding the Spain. Here if we are looking at, अगर हम इसको देखते हैं तो the news was related to the Catalonia. So it's a responsibility to look at the Catalonia as well. So if we are looking in this map on the eastern side of the Spain, we are looking at this region. This region is the Catalonia. This region is the Catalonia region. And this region having the different province, these names are very important. They can ask directly from here. Lleida province, Tarragona province, Barcelona. If you are a football lover, you know about the Barcelona. These are the provinces in the Catalonia. These are the provinces in the Catalonia. So you should look at these provinces as well in the when you are looking at the Catalonia. In the same case, there are some another provinces like the Aragon. You can also remember that this location, the nearby locations of the Catalonia, this location is the Aragon. That you need to remember here. So you will focus on the Catalonia. It's in the eastern side of the Spain, specified the northeast side of the Spain. The Spain is bounded by the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. The country which bounding the Spain is France and the France and the Portugal. There is a strait between the Spain and the Morocco. The strait is known as the Strait of Gibraltar. So these are the important information about this region, and these are the provinces that you need to remember. So you can write the important fact to remember. Madrid, you will remember the location of the Madrid, location of Lleida, location of Tarragona, location of Barcelona. Madrid is the capital of the Spain. Everybody know about the capital of the Spain, though it's not an important place. But these locations in the Catalonia are the important area. Clear to everyone? Ganesh, Operation Labasna. Now, let's move to the another topic here. The topic is related to the bone. The global framework agreed in the bone. Global framework agreed in the bones sets target to address the harmful chemical and the waste. It is about the harmful chemical and waste. Anybody can tell me why the bone is very famous? इससे पहले भी बहुत सारी चीजें हुई हैं. If we are looking toward the biodiversity, there was a convention of biodiversity there. Anybody can tell me which convention of biodiversity? Very famous. Do you know about the CMS? The Convention of Migratory Species. CMS, the Convention of Migratory Species. That was also held in the bone. So bone have its unique place. There is now the second convention that is related to the chemical and the waste. Okay. Now, how to link the news with the previous perspective, with the previous conventions, you need to know that as well. ऐसा नहीं है अगर chemical and waste वाला convention news में है, they are specifically in the bone, we need to be look at the other conventions that already has been held into the bone. So there are the another convention, the Convention of Migratory Species. Now we will look at some specific location. Location of Germany we will look at. The Germany is bounded by how many country? सबसे पहले तो वही देखना है. Then the nearest water body near to Germany, वो हमें देखना है. If you are looking at, there are the various countries which are bounding here. The North Sea and the Baltic Sea भी हैं यहाँ पे. तो how many country bounding this Germany? So if we are looking at the specifically question related to the UPSC, there was a question in the 2021. The question was related to the country bounding the Black Sea. Country bounding the Black Sea. Similarly, they can also ask you about the country bounding the Baltic Sea. They can also ask you about the country bounding the Baltic Sea. So you need to remember the name of the country. If this location is in the news, so you should look at the country to nearby this location. The country like the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic, Poland. And on the northern sides, surrounded by the Denmark. So you can write here the Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Switzerland, Austria, Czech Republic, and Poland. These are the countries which bounding the Germany. These are the countries which boundaries Germany. Now let's move toward the sea, this Baltic Sea, that is also bounding the Germany. So anybody can tell me the country bounding the Baltic Sea? Country boundary or share their land border with Baltic Sea. Share their land border with Baltic Sea. Anybody can tell me? Anybody? So here's the mnemonics for it. Rude Germany, cell Poland and Finland, cell Poland and Finland. Rude Germany, cell Poland and Finland. If we are looking at rude, RU is Russia here. RU is Russia. DE is Denmark. DE is Denmark. Then rude Germany, G is Germany here. G, rude Germany, Russia, Denmark, Germany. Cell, that's the name of the four country. One name the E, one with the two name with the L, then Poland and the Finland. Anybody can tell me from the S what the name of the country? If we are looking from the S, the name is the Sweden. From E, its name is Estonia. From E, it is Estonia. From L, it is Latvia. And the second L is Lithuania. It's Lithuania. So if you can remember the name here, the rude Germany, rude Russia and Denmark, Germany, cell Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, cell Poland and Finland. So how many countries total? 2 countries, 3, 4, 7, 8 and the 9 countries which are bounding the Baltic Sea. So you can remember the mnemonics of the Baltic Sea, the country bounding the Baltic Sea. The root Germany, cell Poland and the Finland. RU Russia, D Denmark, Germany, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland and the Finland. So these are the countries which bounding the Baltic Sea. So similarly, like they asked the question on the Black Sea, they can also ask a question on the Baltic Sea. Okay. Now let's move to the next location here. Kosovo and Serbia conflict. There is again the conflict between the Kosovo and the Serbia. So we need to be look at these locations. What is the exactly conflict between the Kosovo and the Serbia? So let's move to the next one. So this is a location in between the Kosovo and the Serbia. If this is the boundary between the Kosovo and Serbia, and this is the like the disputed region both of the country, Kosovo and the Serbia conflict. So in this case, if we are looking at the larger map here, the Kosovo and the Serbia, there is a name of the 3 location. You can write the name of the location: Pristina, then Rudea province, Pristina, Rudea and the Mitrovica. These are 3 main locations. These are in the Kosovo. And if we are looking here, in the Kosovo, there is some Serbian population also that's mentioned in the yellow color. There is also some Serbian population that is mentioned in the yellow color. So there is a conflict, ethnic conflict between the Serbia and the Kosovo. So in the 2023, the UPSC asked the question related to why this region was mentioned in the news. So if there is option related to the like due to the ethnic conflicts, you can mark that option right. These are due to the ethnic conflicts. The second type of the question they can frame, they will give you the name of these locations. Pristina, Rudea and the Mitrovica, these are the recently mentioned in the news. These are located in which of the following country? So they can also ask directly about the locations. They can also ask about why these locations are mentioned in the news. So you need to remember about these locations. Okay. So you can write about some of the specific importance here about the Serbia and Kosovo. So you can write the location like the Kosovo. Kosovo is the important location. Rudare is an important location. Pristina is an important location. Mitrovica is important location. Then the Montenegro is also an important location here. Okay. Now let's move to the next topic. Balkan and the European Union. The Balkan and the European Union. If you're looking at here, these were the Balkan states. Recently we discussed about the Kosovo and Serbia. So the total members of the Balkans, we need to look at here. They are also the European Union members. So you will look at the Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, Macedonia, Albania, and the Kosovo. These are the country which also has the Balkan country, the Balkans and the European Union members. So you can also remember, you can focus on the country which are related to the Balkan. Let's move to the next one. The Turkey step of strike on the militant conflict escalate in the Syria. Again, they can ask a question related to the, if there is a question related to the Syria and the Turkey, Syria and Turkey, that is specifically related to the militant conflicts. That is specifically related to the militant conflicts. So they can ask a specific location in the Syria and Turkey. Like in 2023, there was an earthquake in this region. There was an earthquake in the region of the Turkey and the Syria. They ask a specific location from the Turkey and the Syria. These locations are already taught in the class, so most of the students mark it right. Location of the Turkey and the Syria, the specific location where the earthquake has a major impact. So you need to be look at here. Hi Ganesh, you can note down the name, the Croatia, the Bosnia, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, Macedonia and Kosovo. You can note down these names. Okay. In the next one, the Turkey and the Syria conflicts. So we are talking about the recent question in the 2023 related to Turkey and the Syria. In the case of the Turkey and the Syria, they ask us some specific location that are majorly impacted by the earthquake. Similarly, this time again they can ask the question related to the Turkey and the Syria, but the question we can be different. Now the question can be why again they was in the news. What's the region? The main reason is the militant conflict between the Turkey and the Syria. तो militant conflicts की वजह से they were mentioned in the news. So let's look at the specific location. तो कुछ specific location देखते हैं. This is the conflict region. This is the conflict region. अगर हम if we look at the yellow color area, you can see here. This area is in the Kurdish control. This area is in the Kurdish control. And this is the part of the Syria and here is the Turkey. So this red color area you can see in the map. This area is controlled by Turkey. This red color area is controlled by Turkey. So in this case, there is a conflict between this area. So this is a basic map. The conflict between Russia and Turkey, sorry, Syria and the Turkey, and this yellow color area is the Kurdish control area, and this red color area is controlled by Turkey. So there is a militant conflicts in this area. Now we need to look at major province. Major province. If you look at the terms here, the name of the province like Raqqa province, it's an important location. You can write Raqqa province. You can write Deir al-Zur, Deir-al-Zur. You can write this name. Then there is another province, the Aleppo province. There is another province, that is the Aleppo province. So there can be a question related to the Aleppo province. So Aleppo was recently mentioned in the news. It is located in which of the following countries? So if you are looking here, the Aleppo province is completely present in the Syria. It is in the Syria. Then you can also learn about Damascus region. Damascus region in the Syria. If you look at it here, the Damascus region is here. Damascus region again. Then the major river in this region, the Euphrates river. The Euphrates river is the major river. So you can also remember the name of the river in this region is the Euphrates river. So major province, the Raqqa province, there Al-Jud, Damascus and the Euphrates river, which are recently mentioned in the news. And why this was in the news, you need to be look at here. Then if we are looking at this place, Euphrates river, Aleppo, Raqqa, Deir al-Zur and Damascus. Now let's come to the next topic here. So you can also remember the name like the Raqqa province. So I am asking again you where the Raqqa province is, where the Aleppo province, where the Damascus. So you should remember the names. These are related to which of the following country. You also remember why these locations was in the news, why the Raqqa province was in the news, due to the conflicts between the Syria and the Turkey. That you should remember. क्योंकि questioning ही UPSC में इस तरीके की हो रही है अभी. They are not asking about a specific. Now they are also focusing on the region why they are in the news. So you should know about the news itself. News भी आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. That's an important area now. Crowd roars in the games open in the Hangzhou in the 19th Asian Games in the China. Recently China में Asian Games start हुए हैं. So there is a province named the Hangzhou province. So you should remember the name of the province. You people remember in the 2022 and 2023, UPSC is also asking some sports question. The question related to cricket, test cricket they asked. The question related to chess they also asked. So you should remember recently जो भी incidents या जो भी games हुए हैं related to the different games. These are like the Asian Games. These are recently held in the China and these are held in the Hangzhou province of the China. That's the information that you need to retain. बस इतना ही information आपको retain करना. So the Hangzhou province in the China. This is due to the news in the news because of the Asian Games that was recently held in the China. Okay. So in this case, we can look at this is the province. So how the type of location can be framed? They can ask a question, the locations and region in the news. The one location they can give the Hangzhou, the second location they can give the Raqqa, third location they can give you the Damascus, and the region also. So you need to match the following pairs. Now the options only 1, only 2, only 3. You cannot even eliminate. So means your coverage should be broad. You should have an idea why this region was mentioned in the news. So you should look upon. Now move to the next one. अगर Hangzhou province के बारे में हम देखते हैं तो in the Hangzhou province that is on the boundary of the East China Sea. East China Sea के साथ border share हो रहा है in the. And there is also the another type of the question you can need to arrange from north to south, the North Korea, South Korea, East China Sea, Taiwan and the South China Sea. You can also look at these locations as well कि from north to south अगर आप देखना चाह रहे हैं तो that can be also a thing. Next news, the WHO announced the elimination of the lymphatic filariasis in the Laos People Democratic Republic. So WHO recently announced the filariasis, lymphatic filariasis say elimination in the Laos Republic. So we should focus on the Laos Republic and also there should be a focus on the lymphatic filariasis. Why the lymphatic filariasis के बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए. You should also know about what are the conditions when WHO announced a country free of any of the diseases. Recently WHO announced some of the country that are the malaria free. So what are the criteria for that? The WHO is announcing these regions are the malaria free, these regions are the lymphatic filariasis free, तो देयर शुड बी some conditions होगा, कुछ ना कुछ गाइडलाइंस होगा WHO का. India is polio free, so there should be some guidelines related to that also. कि कितने के मिनिमम केस 1 lakh में 1, 10,000 में 1, so there are guidelines for it. As the pattern of the paper is changing, you should focus on this specifically. What are the guidelines for the, if a country is declared as a malaria free, if a country is declared as a lymphosis free, you should focus on what are those guidelines. So we will focus on the Lao Republic. So Laopedia is an Asian country. In the Asian country, it shares the boundary with the Vietnam, it shares the boundary with the Thailand, it shares the boundary with the Myanmar, it shares the boundary with the China. It shares the boundary with the Cambodia as well. Okay, so Laopedia share the boundary with the China, Myanmar, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Cambodia. So you should remember, you can write the name China, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. So you can remember the name of the countries which share the land border with the Laopedia. Okay, now let's move to the next one. India and Zambia strengthen their bilateral defense in the New Delhi meetings. Recently, there is a bilateral relationship meetings between the India and the Zambia in the October itself, like almost near to the 20th October. So there is a meeting between the India and Zambia. So we should look at the Zambia also, the country, specifically country in the Zambia. Zambia is a country in the African regions. It is shared the boundary with the Malawi, Angola, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and the Botswana. So you should look at the country which sharing the boundary with the Zambia. You can focus on the Tanzania, Malawi, Angola, Namibia, Botswana, and the Zimbabwe. These are the countries which share the boundary here. So if we are looking at the major map of the Zambia, so you can see here the country which are sharing the boundary. This side Angola, then the Democratic Republic of Congo is sharing the boundary. Then Tanzania is sharing the boundary with the Zambia. Then the Mozambique you can see here. You can see the Malawi here. You can see the Zimbabwe here. You can see the Botswana here. So these are the countries which sharing the boundary with the Zambia. The Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, and the Tanzania. These are the countries which sharing the boundary with the Zambia. Why the Zambia was recently mentioned in the news? Because India and the bilateral relation between the India and the Zambia. There is a major river also. You can see here the Zambezi River. The major river, the name is Zambezi River, that is flowing through the Zambia. That is flowing through the Zambia. You can focus on it. And there is a lake also, Lake Maweru. You can write the name Mweru, Lake Maweru. You can write the name of the lake. The lake name is the Lake Maweru. Okay, so now let's move to the another topic. So we look at the country which sharing the boundary with the Zambia and the Zambezi River and the Lake Maweru, which are near here in the Lake Maweru. Then another lake name is Lake Bangwelu, Bangwelu. These are not much important lake, but if you're looking at the major lake in the country, you can have an eye on these lakes. These are lakes near the country. Then again the Hawaii Kilauea volcano. This is mentioned recently. Mentioned बहुत time से news में है. It's in the near about September. It's erupt the Kilauea volcano. The Kilauea volcano erupts again and the fountains of the lava in Hawaii. In 2017, if I am right, there was a question related to the Indonesia. There was recently. Yes, Debagra, you can write the name of the lake. Lake Bangwela. You can write the name Bangwela. Bangwela. And the Lake Maweru. Mweru. MWERU. Okay. Now let's come to the next, Kilauea volcano. We are talking about in 2017. In 2017, there was a question related to the Indonesia. In the Indonesia at the time, the volcano erupted. So there was a direct question related to the volcano, and there is a direct question related to that area. It was a two-statement question. So similarly, recently there are 8 to 10 volcanoes that erupt in the different locations. So you should remember the names and the country of those volcanic countries, and the volcano कहाँ पे erupt हुआ है वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. Like the Kilauea volcano in the Hawaii. The Kilauea volcano in the Hawaii, it's recently erupted. You can look at the location here of the Hawaii. Next is the earthquake in Morocco. Next topic is the earthquake in Morocco. Next topic is the earthquake in Morocco. In the last year, in last means 2023, in the UPSC there was a question related to the Turkey and the Syria, as we discussed in the topic of the Syria as well. In that topic, they ask locations that were majorly impacted by the earthquake. Similarly, so according to the dead dimensions, we need to look at as per these locations, what are the major area which are highly affected by the earthquake in the Morocco. So in this case, we will looking at here. So you can write the name here. I am writing the name, the major province which are affected with the earthquake in Morocco. Azilal province, Azilal. Quarazate, Quarazate, Quarazate. Then Agadir. These are the major locations which are impacted by earthquake, Agadir. Then the Taroudant, Taroudant. Then the Chichua, Chichaoua, Chichua province. These are then the Rabat. You can also write about the Rabat. It's also the port there, Rabat. These are the area you can see here, the Azilal, the Quarazate, Agadir, Taroudant, Chinchua, and the Ashoria. These are the area which are highly impacted by earthquake in Morocco. And this was a high range, the 6.8 magnitude. These area in the red, Azilal, Chinchua, and Ashoria, Taroudant, these are the area which are highly impacted by the earthquake. And there is also also a heritage site, the UNESCO heritage site in the Marrakesh here. There is also a UNESCO heritage site in the Marrakesh that is a part of Medina. That is the part of Medina. There is a location in here, Morocco, location in Medina, that is also impacted. So there is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There is a UNESCO heritage site which is also damaged due to the earthquake. The name is the Medina, Medina. So how you link with your syllabus, how you can focus on the specific thing from the news itself. If you are looking at the newspaper, they are specifically covering the earthquake in Morocco. You are also reading the earthquake in Morocco, but the UPSC is asking about the Azilal province recently mentioned in the news. They are also asking about the Chichua province mentioned in the news. They are also about asking the Marrakesh. अचानक से Marrakesh पे कैसे क्वेश्चन आ गए? ये डाउट्स होते हैं ना. There is a less chances कि वो आपको ऐसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं कि that are not available or mentioned in the news. You are missing out, means you are missing out something. You are not linking how the question is framed. You are not linking the exactly what's the demand of the examiner. जब तक आपको ये चीजें कनेक्ट करना नहीं सीखेंगे, that's become very difficult. Okay, now let's move to the next topic. Eritrean defense forces committed war crimes, possible crime against the Tigray province. This is an affected area. There's a humanitarian crisis and the hunger crisis. Eritrea में Tigray province है. This last year भी question पूछा गया था इससे. Tigray province, a highly impacted area due to the humanitarian crisis. It's a region between the Ethiopia and Eritrea. Ethiopia and the Eritrea. It's a humanitarian crisis and the hunger crisis. Due to the hunger crisis and the humanitarian crisis की वजह से this region was mentioned in the news. So you should remember about the Tigray region. This region is the on the boundary of the Eritrea and the Ethiopia, and majorly in the Ethiopia. Majorly in the Ethiopia. Anybody can tell me the country which are sharing the border with the Red Sea? Anybody? The country which sharing the border with the Red Sea? Egypt, yes. Eritrea, Djibouti, Eritrea, Djibouti, Egypt, Yemen, Sudan. Yes, you are right. Debagraha Ganesh, you are right. Okay, so you should remember the names of the country because we are looking at here the Red Sea. So you should also look at the name of the country which sharing the border with the Red Sea. There is a mnemonic for it. Desi, D-E-S-U-I. Djibouti, Eritrea, Egypt, Sudan, and Yemen. Okay, so Desi आप याद कर लें, D-E-S-S-E-Y, D-E-S-S-E-Y, Desi. That's mnemonics for the Red Sea. Yes, Operation Labasna. You are right. Next, again, due to the geographical catastrophe, this Libya, the country Libya, was mentioned in the news. That mentioned in the news due to the floods. It is mentioned in the news due to the floods. Like we look at the location in the Morocco. Morocco में हमने location देखा which are highly impacted there. Yes. Devendra, we will consider it. Okay. So in this case, we are looking at Libya. Okay. Libya is highly impacted by the flood catastrophe. So as we look at the location in the Morocco that are affected by the earthquake, similarly we will look at the location in the Libya which are impacted by the floods. So we will look at the location जो बहुत ज़्यादा किस area को affect किया है floods ने. These are all the impact of the climate change. No? So if we look at the red color, so we first focus on the red color province, then on the yellow one. Darna, D-E-R-N-A. D-E-R-N-A, Darna. Then you can say the Baida, B-A-Y-D-A, Baida. You can look at here Shahat, C-S-H-A-H-A-T, Shahat. Then you can look at here Barsis, B-A-R-S-I-S. Then the Bujarar, B-U-J, Bujarar province. And these are all mentioned in the news, like this is a cutout of the Hindu newspaper. So you should focus on it. कि आप लोगों ने देखा होगा छोड़ दिया होगा, but you should focus on the country here. Baida, Shahat, Darna, Tolmesia, Al Baida. These are some of the locations you should remember in the Libya. ये आपको देखना होगा. These are the locations which are mentioned in the Libya. जो these are affected specifically due to the floods in the Libya. तो Libya में floods की वजह से these regions are the specifically affected. So these are severely affected regions. So you should remember the name of Baida, Sahat, Darna, Albada, Tolmesia, Barsis, Buzagri. And there is another important one, Tukara, that is affected by the floods. Okay. So out of these locations, you can find the 2-3 in the paper, either in the form of the pairs. They can ask a pairs why these were in the news, or they can also simple question. These were recently mentioned in the news because of which region, due to flood, due to earthquake, due to the humanitarian crisis, or any other thing. They can also ask a question like Bata, Tukara was recently mentioned in the news. These are located in which of the following country? So these are a type of the question the UPSC is asking related to the locations. Now let's move to the next one, Libya. Libya sharing the boundary with the Mediterranean Sea. That's not the much important here because the almost 21-22 country sharing the boundary with it. Next question, whoop in the Gabon, on the trends in Africa, whoop in Gabon. There was a question in the 2023 related to it also. Recently in the 4-5 years, more than 7 coups affected the Africa. More than 7 coups affected the Africa. In the last class we discussed about it related to the coups in the African, the country in the Africa जहाँ जहाँ पे coups हुए हैं. The Gabon was out of them. The 7 country name we discussed in the last class. You can see the video on the YouTube. So the country bounding the Gabon, the Cameroon, Republic of Congo, the Equatorial Guinea, these are the country which bounding the Gabon. Now we should focus on the another locations like the Bering Sea. There is a study recently, the link between declining the Bering Sea ice and increasing the wildfire hazards in the northeast China. Again, the impact of the climate change, effect of the Bering Sea ice melt hona and having the increasing in the wildfires. Operational Labasna coups किस country में होते हैं जब when there is a scarcity of the resources, when there is a less employments, area affected by the terrorist, वहाँ पे सबके अपने कैटेगराइजेशन हो रखा है. तो उस केस में हंगर स्ट्राइक्स की वजह से, अनअवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ फूड्स की वजह से, डिजीज की वजह से, आर्मी कंट्रोल होने की वजह से, दैट कैन बी द मेजर रीजंस इन एनी ऑफ द एरिया. ओके, सो लेट्स लुक एट द बेरिंग सी. There is a strait, the Bering Strait. That strait is between the, this strait is named known as the Bering Strait. Strait is known as the Bering Strait between the Alaska and the Russia. Strait को Bering Strait बोला जाता है, and this sea name is the Bering Sea. You can see here the international date line is passing through the Bering Strait. The international date line is passing through the Bering Strait. तो सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि इंटरनेशनल डेटलाइन पर देयर कैन बी 3 स्टेटमेंट क्वेश्चन ऑन द बेरिंग स्ट्रेट, स्ट्रेट बिटवीन द कंट्रीज, इंटरनेशनल डेटलाइन पासिंग थ्रू द बेरिंग स्ट्रेट और नॉट. इस तरीके का स्टेटमेंट्स दे कैन फ्रेम्ड हियर. देन इफ वी आर लुकिंग एट हियर, देयर इज अ रिवर known as the Yukon River. The river name is the Yukon River that is flowing through the Alaska, the Yukon River. Here is the Bering Sea. Here is the Bering Sea and there is a river, the Yukon River. Between the United States and Canada के बीच में flow करता है. It's flow between the United States and the Canada. So you can write the name of the river, the Yukon River. Flow between the United States and Canada. Flow between the United States and the Canada, Yukon River. Okay. Next पे आते हैं आइसलैंड. They recently the emergency was declared in the Iceland due to the earthquake. Emergency declared in the island due to the Iceland due to the earthquake again. So let's look at some of the locations here. Iceland, there is a volcano also, the Faxafal volcano. That's an important volcano. इससे पहले हमने हवाई में volcano देखा था, किलानोवा volcano. Do you remember in the last 10 minutes में Kilanova volcano that was in the Hawaii. Now again the Faxafal volcano that is in the Iceland, and due to the specifically earthquake the area में red alert किया गया. So we should focus on the Faxafal volcano in the Iceland. We also focus on the Blue Lagoon in this area. There is a peninsula named the Reykjanes Peninsula जो majorly affect हुआ है due to the earthquake. So we focus on the Reykjanes Peninsula. We should focus on the Blue Lagoon in the this area in the Iceland. We should focus on the Faxafal volcano. तो 3 locations के बारे में हम focus करेंगे specifically in this region. We will focus on the Blue Lagoon, focus on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and we also focus on the Faxafal volcano. So these are 3 locations which are very important for your prelims examination again. There are some of the another like this is the peninsula जिसके बारे में हमने बात करी, and this is the volcano which is highly impacted, and these are the active volcano in this region. You can see the lines of the volcano which are the active volcano in this region. This is the highly जितने भी volcano mostly active volcano ही हैं, and this red one the Falksafal volcano recently erupted. Then the Minamata Convention, the fifth convention of the fifth COP of Minamata Convention held in Geneva. The COP5 of Minamata Convention recently held in Geneva. So Geneva again become the important, Bern, Switzerland. This is location here, Geneva. The country bounding here, the France, Germany, Austria, Italy, which is bounding the Switzerland. The country bounding the Switzerland here, Germany, Austria, Italy, Geneva, and there's a capital, Bern is the capital of Switzerland. तो इसमें ज़्यादा कुछ important है नहीं. That should focus on the COP5 of the Minamata Convention held in the Geneva. But what's the important here? The Minamata Convention. So can anybody tell me about the Minamata Convention? What's about it? किसके बारे में बात करता है Minamata Convention? Online, offline, anybody can tell me about the Minamata Convention? Anybody? Yes, operation, it's about the mercury related. These are the convention. This is the convention which are related to the mercury, which is the specifically held in the Minamata basic convention name given to the Minamata Convention. तो ये चीज़ें आपको याद होना चाहिए. If you are looking at the area, you should remember it's a important part of your preparation. ठीक है. तो मिनामाटा कन्वेंशन के बारे में आपको सिंपल सा पता होना चाहिए था. इट्स अबाउट द मर्करी वेस्ट के बारे में है. द मिनामाटा कन्वेंशन, द मर्करी कंजप्शन होता है, देन इट्स इंक्रीज बाय एक्यूमुलेशन मैग्निफिकेशन के थ्रू इट्स एंटर इनटू द ह्यूमन बॉडी आल्सो. सो वो आपको क्लैरिटी होना चाहिए. इफ समथिंग इज इन द न्यूज, हाउ यू आर लिंकिंग दैट विद द योर बेसिक पार्ट्स. अब अपने बेसिक पार्ट्स को कैसे लिंक कर रहे हैं, यू शुड हैव एन आइडिया ऑन इट. ठीक है. सो मिनामाटा कन्वेंशन विल बी एन होमवर्क, यू विल रीड इन द डिटेल. नेक्स्ट वन, द माउंट इटना. अगेन द माउंट इटना वोल्केनो. अभी तक हमने, दिस इज द थर्ड वोल्केनो, द किलानो वोल्केनो इन द हवाई. Then we look at the volcano in the Iceland, the Falksafal volcano. Then now the Mount Etna volcano. Now the Mount Etna volcano. Mount Etna volcano. This volcano is in the Italy. Mount Etna. So we can look at here the Mount Etna volcano in the Italy. This is the active volcano. There's another like the Stromboli. You can write the other name of the active volcano, Stromboli. Then the Mount Etna volcano. Then you can write the name Paneria volcano, Campi Flegrei volcano. So Mount Etna was in the news. So nearby volcano like the Stromboli, you can look at it. So we already discussed about the three volcanoes here. So they can be question related to the match the followings. तो उसके बारे में भी आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. ऐसा स्पेसिफिकली नहीं होता है कि जो चीज न्यूज में है वही पूछा जाए. द नियर बाई एरिया, द नियर बाई लोकेशंस, द नियर बाई रिवर्स, द नियर बाई लेक्स, that can be easily asked by the UPSC. तो आपको specifically you should focus on the nearby area. It's not like कि आप अर्जुन की महाभारत की तरह सिर्फ फिश की आई को देखेंगे. जब गुरु द्रोणाचार्य पूछते हैं specifically to the 5 पांडव्स कि आपको क्या दिख रहा है, somebody saying मुझे मछली दिख रही है, somebody saying कि मछली के साथ पेड़ दिख रहा है, कुछ को अर्जुन बोलते हैं मुझे सिर्फ आई दिख रहा है. I am only focusing on the eye of the fish. But यहाँ पे आई तो only इतना है, but you should also focus on the surrounding part of it. That's the UPSC. It's not only they can only ask about the Mount Etna के बारे में, they have the leverage, they can also ask about the other mountains. Yes, good afternoon Pooja. Next पे आते हैं Adriatic Sea. If we are looking at location of the Italy, it's is surrounded by the 3 water body. So you can write the name. The Italy is surrounded by 3 water body. Italy is surrounded by 3 water body. One is the Adriatic Sea. Then the Tyrian Sea. Tyrian Sea. Then the Ionian Sea. Adriatic Sea, Tyrian Sea, and the Ionian Sea. So Italy is surrounded by the 3 water body. That can be the question in the paper. Next पे आते हैं the court sentenced 8 former personnel of the Indian Navy to death. अभी इनको छोड़ दिया गया है specifically in the Qatar. This is very viral news at the time. The last month में हुआ approximately time of December January. अभी कतर गवर्नमेंट इनको छोड़ दिया है स्पेसिफिकली. They give a sentence to death to these navy personnel, but due to the intervention of the Indian governments and due to some major personality, these are specifically released by the Qatar governments. So we should focus on the Qatar. So there is a Doha capital, then it's a Qatar. Specifically आपको पर्शियन गल्फ में कंट्रीज के बारे में देखना है. You should focus on the country in the Persian Gulf. तो आप ये देख सकते हैं स्पेसिफिकली. Not much an important news. Dominica has announced the create world first sperm whale reserve. So in the country Dominica, the world first sperm whale reserve. In the country Dominica, the world first sperm whale reserve अभी रिसेंटली में अनाउंस किया गया है. सो वी शुड फोकस ऑन द कंट्री डोमिनिका फर्स्ट. लेट्स सी द कंट्री डोमिनिका. So Dominica, a Dominican Republic, it's an island country in the Caribbean Sea. It's an island country in the Caribbean Sea, जहाँ पे वर्ल्ड का फर्स्ट व्हेल स्पर्म रिजर्व बनाया गया है. ठीक है, so you should remember the Dominican Republic, that's in the Caribbean Sea, near to the Puerto Rico of US, near to Jamaica, near to the Cuba. Now, more important than the sperm of the whale, कहाँ बनाया गया? It's an important. If you need to arrange Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Dominica. ठीक है, in east to west and north to south. If there's a question related to arrange Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico from north to south and the east to west, you should also focus on from east to west which country will come first, from north to south which country will come first. तो ये भी आपको एक क्लैरिटी रहना चाहिए when you are looking at the island nations. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं, in the case of north to south, in the north there is Cuba, then the Dominican Republic, second is the Dominican Republic, first is the Cuba, third is the Jamaica, and the fourth is the Puerto Rico. These are the from north to south, north to south. तो ये भी आपको पता होना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट अनाउंस द नेशनल अपोलॉजी विद द थैलिडोमाइड ट्रेजेडी. तो थैलिडोमाइड के बारे में ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. थैलिडोमाइड ट्रेजेडी इन द ऑस्ट्रेलिया, it's affected the specifically the eye of the people, causing the blindness, or may also given like a pregnant woman में भी इसका ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट देखा गया, the thalidomide tragedy. तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बारे में ज़्यादा पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू शुड फोकस ऑन द थैलिडोमाइड. आपको थैलिडोमाइड के बारे में देखना पड़ेगा. लेट्स लुक एट द थैलिडोमाइड फर्स्ट. तो राइट अबाउट द थैलिडोमाइड, आई एम डिक्टेटिंग. स्पेसिफिकली इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है ऑपरेशन लबास्ता कि आपको आईयूसीएन स्टेटस और स्पर्म व्हेल्स के बारे में पूछा जाए. that not an like an important potential question, ऐसा नहीं पूछा जाएगा स्पेसिफिकली. यू शुड फोकस ऑन द कंट्री नेम, कहाँ पे बना है उसके तरीके से ही आप फोकस कर सकते हैं. बट यू हैव ए लुक ऑन इट कि अगर हम बाय चांस इफ देयर एनी होगा तो वो पूछ सकते हैं. तो आप थैलिडोमाइड के बारे में लिखें. तो थैलिडोमाइड, दैट्स एन इंपॉर्टेंट, कैन बी द साइंस क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो. थैलिडोमाइड, it is a sedative and anti-nausea drug. It is a sedative. Thalidomide is a sedative and anti-nausea drug which is prescribed to the pregnant woman. Thalidomide is an anti-nausea sedative drugs which is prescribed to the pregnant woman to alleviate morning sickness, to cure anxiety, and to cure insomnia. It was first developed in the Germany. Now let's come to the next topic. Okay, now let's come to the, thank you SMK for your kind words. Senegal. Now we should focus on the country Senegal. Recently WHO start an initiative related to the global onchocerciasis. So this is important again with the two perspective. The first perspective, like in the last news we look at related to Australia thalidomide tragedy. Thalidomide can be a separate question related to the science and technology. Similarly, the global onchocerciasis is a disease of eye. This is a disease of eye which affecting the eye and causing the eye blindness. That's in Senegal. तो गवर्नमेंट का स्पेसिफिकली WHO का फोकस है कि they should remove the global onchocerciasis from the Senegal, and they announced for it the global onchocerciasis network elimination, the GONE network. If I write in the short form, this is the GONE network. This is an important one. The GONE network, GONE, global onchocerciasis network for elimination. Global onchocerciasis network for elimination. And this onchocerciasis is also known as river blindness. This is also known as river blindness. Global onchocerciasis is also known as river blindness, and there is an initiative of WHO to remove it from the Senegal. Is the GONE initiative, the GONE network, global onchocerciasis network for elimination. Okay, so write about the onchocerciasis. Please write about the onchocerciasis के बारे में आप लिखेंगे. It is an eye and skin disease. Commonly known as river blindness. It is caused by a parasite. Named Onchocerciasis volvulus. It is caused by a parasite, the name as Onchocerciasis volvulus. Onchocerca, Onchocerciasis volvulus, volvulus. So it is caused by the parasite known as Onchocerciasis volvulus. It is transmitted by bites of black flies. It is transmitted by bites of infected black flies. Okay. You can write about the treatment. The drugs ivermectin. The drug name ivermectin. Ivermectin. Ivermectin is given for the treatment of the onchocerciasis. The drug's name ivermectin. Ivermectin. The drug name ivermectin is given for the treatment of the onchocerciasis. The drugs ivermectin is given for the treatment of the onchocerciasis. Colombia, write about it. Colombia, Ecuador, Mexico, Mexico, and the Guatemala, Guatemala, Guatemala has been declared onchocerciasis free by WHO. onchocerciasis free by WHO. इसको रिवर ब्लाइंडनेस इसलिए भी बोला जाता है बिकॉज दैट्स ब्लैक फ्लाई इज हैविंग अ ब्रीडिंग ग्राउंड ऑन द रिवर. That's why it's known as the river blindness. Clear to everyone? Clear to everyone? About the onchocerciasis volvulus, how it spreads. The last line I told you, the name of the country जहाँ पे WHO ने recently elimination free किया है, that can be a potential line in your one of the statements. That's one of the statement. It is presence currently in these country as well. ऐसा नहीं, तो you should remember recently the WHO declared those countries are as the onchocerciasis free. So we look at the Senegal. In the case of the Senegal, if you're looking at the map of the Senegal, so we can see here the major river, the Gambia River. If you are a geography option student, you should know about this river, the Gambia River. Gambia River in the Senegal, and there is a capital named Dakar, Dakar. There is also the port here. There is also a port, Dakar. Okay, so you can remember the name of the river, the Gambia River. The another river is that the Senegal River, with the name of the country के साथ ही river है. The another river is the Senegal River. The Senegal River, Gambia River and the Senegal River. Okay, so Senegal में if we are focusing on onchocerciasis के बारे में हमने देखा, then we should focus on the Gambia River, we should focus on the Dakar port, we should focus on the Senegal River here. If you are looking at the country bounding the Senegal, you can see the country bounding the Senegal at the Mauritania. Then this side is the Mali, then Guinea, then Guinea-Bissau, Mali, and Mauritania, and the Gambia. Here the Gambia also, the country name is Gambia. That is also here, we are sharing the boundary with the Senegal. Okay. Now let's move to the next one. Next topic for us is the okay. Let's move to December. Till November we already completed. Now let's come to the December. Next topic is Slovenia. Slovenia. The country name is Slovenia. Recently the COP23 was held in Slovenia. The COP23 of the Barcelona Convention. The COP23 of the Barcelona Convention. The COP23 of Barcelona Convention. Barcelona Convention. Recently held in the Spain. So the country boundaries of Spain ज़्यादा important नहीं है, but water bodies that we discuss about the Italy. The three water bodies sharing the boundary with the Italy. The name Tyrrhenian Sea, Ionian Sea, and the Adriatic Sea, which are sharing the boundary with the Italy. So Italy भी boundary share करता है. Adriatic Sea, here is the Ionian Sea and the Tyrrhenian Sea, which sharing the boundary with the Italy. So that's the more important than the importance from the COP23 of the Barcelona. And this convention is related to the integrated coastal zone management. The convention was related to the integrated coastal zone management. Coastal zone management. It was related to the integrated coastal zone management. Now, next, if we are looking at Slovenia, River Sava. Important is River Sava. S-A-V-A. S-A-V-A. River Sava in Slovenia. A homework for you. You also search for the Sava Lake. S-A-W-A. Both are confusing. One is in another country. Sava Lake. UPSC पूछ भी चुका है पहले. The Sava Lake. You should focus on it. कि सवा लेक कहाँ पे है? Anybody अभी आपको किसी को पता है सवा लेक कहाँ है? S-A-W-A. River Sava is in the Slovenia. S-A-V-A. But where is the Sava Lake? This is an homework for you. If anybody know right now, can tell me here also. The Sava Lake. Okay. Next पे आते हैं Peru. Next is the Peru. Why the Peru is mentioned in the news? More than the half of the glacier of the Peru melt down due to the global warming and due to the climate change. That's why the Peru was mentioned in the news. And there is a very important lake. There is a very important lake in the Peru. The name is the Lake Titicaca. There is a very important lake. The lake name is known as Lake Titicaca. Here, you can see here. On the boundary of Bolivia and the Peru, there is a name Lake Titicaca. Every year, UPSC, yes, Azad Parinda, you are right, the Sava Lake in the Iraq, clapping for Azad Parinda. Let's now look at the Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca is an lake on the boundary of Bolivia and the Peru. As an important lake in the Peru. On the Amazon basin पे भी बोला जाता है, on the Amazon river basin, and it's a very important lake Titicaca. UPSC has a history to ask the name of the lakes. UPSC lakes की name पूछता है continuously. So there's an important lake here in the Peru. The name is known as the Lake Titicaca. So you can write the name of the Lake Titicaca. There is another major river. That's the river name is the Napo River. River name is the Napo River. Napo River. That is also important. Anybody can tell me why the Peru famous? Peru El Nino se related. There is some context. Fishing grounds in the El Nino years. Vocal cell. Yes, Ganesh. Due to the vocal cell, these are the fishing grounds. And the another importance is like a lithium triangles का और lithium मिलता है यहाँ पे. That is also an important aspect of the Peru. और इसके अलावा El Nino के times पे it's having the like a wetter northern regions के होता है. High humidity. It's almost contribute the 4%. 4% of the fresh water of the world यहाँ पे available है Peru में. The fresh water in the of the world is available in the Peru. So these are some of the facts पेरू में एल नीनो से रिलेटेड, lithium, specifically lithium reserves, then specifically related to the 4% of the world water, fresh water that's present in this area. Next देखते हैं, तो we already discussed about the Peru. Now let's move to the Guyana. Guyana is a region. So write down why the Guyana was in the region. There is a dispute because between the Venezuela, there is a dispute between the Venezuela and the Guyana. There is a dispute between the Venezuela and the Guyana related to the Essequibo River. Related to the Essequibo River. Water dispute. How the water is so important? So save water. Essequibo River, the river dispute between the Guyana and the Venezuela. Guyana and Venezuela, it's a river dispute between the Venezuela and the Guyana, and the river name is the Essequibo River, and the river name is the Essequibo River. So Essequibo River, Guyana and Venezuela के बीच में water dispute है. So in this case, we need to be focused on the some of the names of the. This is the river. You can see the course of the river, the Essequibo River, between the Venezuela and the Guyana, and that is the disputed region, west. This is the region which are claimed by the Venezuela. This is the region which are claimed by Venezuela. This is the region which is claimed by Venezuela. It's a river dispute between Venezuela and the Guyana. So you should remember here. So you should remember the some of the important locations here. अब ऐसा तो नहीं है Guyana पूछेगा डायरेक्टली, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि वेनेजुएला के बारे में पूछेंगे. They are looking at the some of the specific locations. The area claimed by the Venezuela we discussed. So we should focus on Quaitur Falls, K-A-I-E-T-U-R. You can write Quaitur Falls, K-A-I-E-T-E-U-R. Quaitur Falls. Then the location of Baltica. Then the location of Georgetown. Baltica, then the location of Georgetown. Then the region Latham, which is claimed by Venezuela. Here is the Essequibo River. So you should focus on it. Georgetown, Baltica, Latham, Quaitur Falls, and the Essequibo River. And there is also the field, gas field. The name as the Liza gas field is here. अगर आप Guyana के ऊपर देखोगे, there is a gas field here. Starbrook oil area में, this is known as the Liza gas field. L-I-Z-A, Liza gas field. This is an important area, Liza gas field. तो इसके बारे में भी आप लोग पढ़ेंगे, याद रखेंगे. So we are focusing on Latham, we will focusing on Baltica, we are focusing on Georgetown, we are focusing on the Essequibo River. It's a dispute between Venezuela and Guyana, and also focus on the Liza gas field. Clear? Okay. Now let's move to the specific area now. Georgetown के बारे में हमने देखा. This colored area claimed by the Venezuela, exactly the area of Guyana, but claimed by the Venezuela. Essequibo River flow here, and here is the gas field. Here is the Liza gas field. This is also the territory which are claimed by the Venezuela. Okay. तो जहां पे भी dispute regions होते हैं, रिसोर्स का प्रेजेंस होना, रिसोर्स के ऊपर कब्जा करना, that also the major disputed region. तो यहाँ पे गैस फील्ड्स हैं, तो मनी है स्पेसिफिकली, तो इट्स ऑल्सो हैविंग अ डिस्प्यूटेड रीजन हियर. तो लीजा गैस फील्ड के बारे में पूछा जाए तो यू कैन मार्क द गायना इन द लीजा गैस फील्ड. ओके. नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं, सिप्रस. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज सिप्रस. In the case of Cyprus, recently the Cyprus won the trademark for the cheese trademark against an Indian company. That's why the Cyprus was mentioned in the news. Cyprus won a trademark against an Indian company. Cheese trademark, specifically the cheese trademark. So there are some of the important facts like the double taxation avoidance agreement between Cyprus and India. So if we are moving toward the economy dimensions, so you should focus on trades as well, ना? जिस country के साथ India का trade है अच्छा, you focus on the trades. In which area we are exporting, in which area we are importing, the highest number of the product which India exports, which India imports, the trade value in the last 5 years. चीज ट्रेडमार्क लाइक अ ट्रेडमार्क, आप लोग मैगी खाते हैं तो मैगी का एक ट्रेडमार्क है, सिंबल है कि इस सिंबल इस ट्रेडमार्क के अंदर हम सेल करेंगे. सिमिलरली यू आर ईटिंग द डोमिनोज पिज्जा, तो डोमिनोज हैविंग इट्स ट्रेडमार्क ऑन द नेम, it having a trademark on its symbol, so you cannot use like these trademarks again or similar trademarks as well. There is a recent judgment of the Delhi High Court related to it. Like there is a pizza on the Swiggy, Dominic, they having the same color coding like the Dominoes, the blue, red, but in some different way, not the same. But the name pronunciation, like the Dominic pizza, those who are new to the area, they also having like a sound similar, Dominoes and Dominic. So recently the judgment of the High Court, like you cannot use the trademark of any other company which are having a similar kind of trade names and have a large company. Okay. But trademark के case में कि if any of the company having its trademark, so another country cannot use it without its permission. Similarly, the company of the Cyprus won the trademark against the Indian company. Okay. तो नेक्स्ट पे देखते हैं सिप्रस के बारे में हमने देखा. सिप्रस इट्स लाइक आइलैंड नेशन में ही है इन द मेडिटेरेनियन सी, इट्स इन द मेडिटेरेनियन सी. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक आते हैं. In the next topics, let's move to the Philippines. In the next topic, let's come to the Philippines. Philippines was in the news because of the strong volcano and the tsunami. Strong volcano and the tsunami in the recent times. So Philippines in the Asian region is an important area and it's an important trading partner of India as well. So Philippines के बारे में आप लोग कुछ एक important लिखेंगे. Write about the economy trades like in the 2000, if I'm right, in 2022, there was a question related to the trades of the Indian neighbors के बारे में in the south from the Asian region, it was Indonesia. So there is a higher chance they can also ask a question related to Philippines. The trade related to the Philippines, India का trade क्या है last 5 years में क्या रहा है. So please write down some of the facts related to that. So write down. The Philippines is the world second biggest geothermal energy producer. Philippines is the world second largest geothermal energy producer. The first one is USA. And the Philippines is in the second rank. Clear? There are the many active volcanoes in the Philippines. Write down the name of the volcano. Mayon, M-A-Y-O-N, the Mayon volcano. Mayon, Tal volcano, T-A-A-L, Tal volcano. And the Mount Pintubo, P-I-N-A-T-U-B-O. These are the active volcano. Mayon, volcano, Tal volcano, and the Mount Pinatubo volcano. These are the active volcanoes in the Philippines. Next लिखें, the bilateral trades between India and Philippines increased in the last 5 years up to the $3 billion. Increase in the last 5 years by $3 billion. The major items export from India are automobile parts, petroleum products, pharmaceuticals, rice and bovine meat. Now write down the import from the Philippines. What's India import from the Philippines? Right. Semiconductor ores, pearl and precious stones, animal fodder. ठीक है, तो ये सारी चीजें आप लिखेंगे. Now let's look at the area which is affected by the earthquake in the Philippines. So specifically अगर हम एरिया के बाद में बात देखते हैं, so these are the area which are affected. So you can write down the name of the area. I'm writing here. Surigao city, Suriga, Surigao city. Butuan, Butuan. Davao city, Davar. Then the Mindano, Mindano. Then the Tacloban, Tacloban. These are the important areas which are highly impacted in this region due to the earthquake recently in the Philippines. Surigao, Butuan, Davao, Mindano, and the Tacloban. These are the highly impacted area of the earthquake in the Philippines. Okay. Now again the volcano in the Papua New Guinea. There's a Mount Ulawan in the Papua New Guinea, which is recently erupted from the June 26 से erupt हो रहा है continuously in 2023. So the Mount Ulawan. So you can write the name Mount Ulawan, which is specifically Mount Ulawan. तो आप लिख सकते हैं Mount Ulawan, which is affected by Mount Ulawan, recently erupted volcano. So these are some of the important locations from September to December, specifically at the world level. We discussed about some of the countries, some of the seas which are bounded by a different country, the volcano, rivers, lakes. This is the second part of this series. The first we discussed on the last Friday. That was from the January, February, and March. Now this was from the September to December. These are the very important for your prelims examination. If you are reading very carefully, you can find the PDF of this on the Edukemy Current Affairs channel. You can join the Edukemy Current Affairs channel on Telegram. You will find the important PDFs of these classes as well as the important write-ups on these topics, what you need to read from these topics. आपको कौन सी रिवर्स के बारे में फोकस करना है, किस एरिया के बारे में स्पेसिफिक आप लोग पढ़ेंगे. अगर इफ यू फोकस ऑन द बाउंड्री नेम ऑफ अ कंट्री, कि कौन कौन से कंट्री लैंड बाउंड्री शेयर करते हैं विद स्पेसिफिक सी विद स्पेसिफिक कंट्री, उसमें से भी कितना यूनिक आपको फोकस करना है. what are the reason why the any location was mentioned in the news. You will find a good write-ups on those notes. You will find it on the Edukemy current affair groups, so you can join that groups on the Telegram. And the next class that is related to the like June, July and August current affairs mapping of the 2023 will be on the next Friday. So these 3 class series on the mapping, you will find it is covered almost all the important location of the last 1 year. Those who are attempting the prelims 2025, it will be a very good compilation for them. You will find the important notes for it on the Telegram channels. You will find the each maps. आपको कुछ सर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. It's a one stop solution for the current affair classes. You will find out the everything on the Telegram groups. If you have any doubts related to the current affairs, if you have any doubts related to the any GS subject, you can directly connect me with the on me Telegram with the name Devender Saini. You can find me on the Telegram easily. Okay, if you like the class, please share it. You can also subscribe the channel. It's the first time I'm saying. If you are benefiting from the class, please tell to your friends also. They can also attend the class on the YouTube. It's live on the YouTube every Friday. You will find the insight here. The classes are not just like कि मैं आया और मैंने आपको पढ़ा दिया. You are learning some of the skills here. Mapping like a 7 to 8 questions, so almost the 15 to 16 marks. 15 to 16 marks in the prelims, where the cutoff decrease हो रहा है continuously. This seats was 78. So उसमें 16 marks बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करते हैं. ठीक है. तो specifically in these classes you will find how to read the specific news. किस न्यूज को पढ़ने का पर्सपेक्टिव क्या होना चाहिए. It's not about I'm reading the news, I'm giving the content. It is about how to link a news with a different perspective, how to link the news with your syllabus. अगर कोई न्यूज है तो उसके बारे में क्या पढ़ना है, क्या नहीं पढ़ना है, how to link with the syllabus. उस न्यूज में से important क्या है, what are the important for the prelims, what are the important for the mains. Means you people are learning the skills, how to read the newspaper effectively. पढ़ तो हर कोई रहा है if you are anybody in the preparation, but how to read the newspaper effectively and how to use the content. पढ़ने के बाद कंटेंट को यूज करना भी तो आना चाहिए ना. Everybody read about this volcano in the newspaper in a while, but how to use and how the question can be framed from this topic. Similarly, you will find out the various very good discussion on these contexts. Surely after the third mapping video, I will take the one more topics on the editorial, so you learn how to specifically focus on these kind of things. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I will meet again on the next Friday at the 2:30. Hope you will like the video, and we will discuss again the mapping related topic. Thank you everyone.